Well, as Crows fans eye the finals in a few weeks, let's wind back the clock to 2009 when the club scored an outstanding 96-point win over Essendon in the first elimination final. Jason Porplyzia was on the receiving end of some great delivery and finished with 5 goals.
Tipper did well, laid it down to space, but Atkinson on to it, tries to break the tackle, can't. Vince getting a lot of it early, holds up in the tackle, gets a left foot away and bounces it through.
I think we had over 50,000 there that night, and I guess just the atmosphere was electric.
And another forward getting a touch, and Henschel going too full forward to Taldo, but Porplyzia, right man, right spot.
From memory, Essendon sort of just scraped into the finals, and I think we finished 5th, so we were unlucky, I think, to miss out on top 4, so we had that disappointment, but I guess finishing 5th, we got the home final. I remember the first quarter was tight, but by sort of halfway through the second quarter we'd sort of worked things out, and from then on it became a pretty enjoyable game to be a part of. We'd sort of built up a fair lead by half-time, and once we sort of snuffed out any realistic chance of a comeback in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, then we knew the game was sort of going to be played on our terms, and the last quarter and a half was some really enjoyable football, probably one of the most enjoyable games I've played in.
So Porplyzia, at his third, steers it through. Looking at 100 points here.
The midfield was certainly on top, and actually I remember, I think Ivan Maric had an absolute field day in the ruck because the Bombers came over with no real sort of legitimate ruckman, and Ivan just cleaned up and was putting it down Bernie Vince's throat, and we had Andy McLeod running off half-back, so when you've got McLeod and Vince lacing you out, it makes it a pretty easy job as a forward. 26 goals for the night, a pretty big score, and I guess when you kick 26 goals there's plenty who get on the scoreboard, so yeah, I was lucky I got a couple of junk time ones there late, and that was pretty nice, but yeah, I think Brett Burton kicked a couple, Richie Douglas kicked a couple, Kurt Tippett ended up with a few, and I think at that time we had a fairly potent forward line. Trent Henschel was running around as well, so there were always guys who could bob up and do some damage. Chris Knights was another one, I think he kicked a couple as well. So yeah, we sort of shared the load a fair bit that night, and everyone got amongst it.
So Adelaide win by a record margin and inflict a record defeat.